Alright, so this is going to be how you cut your reporter package using your voice tracks and your interviews and your B-roll. You'll notice here that all of my video is all labeled. I recommend doing this just to keep things organized, and it's already in. So first thing I want to do is open up my reporter track and go ahead and play it.
3, 2.
And I want to insert an endpoint.
Pierre had a real hankering for an apple, so he just started cutting it in class.
Stop it where I want to stop it. Set an out point. Go ahead and lay it down. I'm going to clear my in and out points. You can right click and do it, or you can just hit Option X. I'm going to find,
for an apple, so he just started cutting it in class.
I'm going to find my new endpoint.
He says he's fine-tuning his knife skills for an upcoming appearance on Top Chef.
Out point. Okay. Clear those out.
Here's where you're going. Should I keep reading this part? Okay.
Find my next one.
Here's where you're. Wait, did I do the 3, 2, 1 again? 3, 2.
Pick it back up.
Here's where you're going to insert another soundbite.
Set an out point. Drop that down.
Three, 2.
And last one.
You'll pick up the track and sign out here.
Second to last one. This is the last one.
Gabby Aarons, Carolina News.
Alright, now that I have all my reporter tracks laid down, I want to go ahead and select everything and go to Modify, uncheck stereo pair, undo my linking, and I want to get rid of the video and channel 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and find the interviews that I want. So for trying to save some time, I'm just gonna, this is where I want my interview to go in, and we've been using overwrite for a lot of things, but in this case we're going to use insert. And you'll see what that does is it inserts it between the two reporter tracks and doesn't overwrite over the reporter tracks. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put the same interview down here to save time. Alright. Now I want to do the same thing for these. I want to come up and go to Modify, Stereo Pair, and I want to delete channel 2 on the interviews. So for reporter track and interviews, you only want channel 1. Alright, now I'm good to go. I'm ready to start laying down my B-roll. So the next step is to lock channel 1, and this will maintain your reporter track and interviews so you don't erase them or overwrite them. And I'm going to start getting some B-roll. So I'm going to go and what I'm going to do here is put an in point on my timeline and an in point or an out point on my timeline. And what that does is it only allows to fill up the amount of space you want with this video. So I have an in point here because I want my video to start here. I don't want it to start back here. I want it to pick up while he's moving. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit overwrite, and you'll notice it drops into the timeline. as well as channel 2, when you want channel 2 for your natural sound purposes, but only with B-roll. You don't want channel 2 for your reported track or the interviews. And I'm just going to go ahead and set an in and an out point here, find the next shot that I want. I'm going to use tight shot of cutting apple. I already have an in point here where I want it to begin, and I'm going to go ahead and drop that in, and I'm just going to repeat this process down the line until I'm all set. And I'm going to pick something else for my last shot. Remember, you can use as many shots as you need. I'm just doing this to cut down on the time. And I'm going to use this as my last shot. So you'll notice we're all good here. I'm going to go ahead and unlock this. And I noticed that Pierre's audio is really low, so I'm going to make sure that my audio waveforms are, my audio's turned on so I can manipulate it. And you'll know that because it has the pink lines, and I'm just going to push these up. And I'm going to go ahead and play this back.
Pierre had a real hankering for an apple, so he just started cutting it in class. He says he's fine-tuning his knife skills for an upcoming appearance on Top Chef.
I was cutting to sharpen my knife skills.
Here's where you're going to insert another soundbite.
I was cutting to sharpen my knife skills.
You'll pick up the track and sign out here. Gabby Aarons, Carolina News.
So there are a couple things that I want to tighten up here. So that to me is a little too much of a pause. So I'm going to go ahead and make an edit there. And I'm going to do the same here since it's the same soundbite. And
I was cutting to
there you go, you see it picks up right away.
sharpen my knife.
And that's just the process you do to cut a package. Once you're done, you're going to export it just as you would any other piece of video we've talked about and send it to the server.